Well, hello there, viewers of the YouTubing kind. This is Siphon here, and today we're going to be covering the topic of Riese, or more specifically, the last 20 or so seconds of the leaked trailer, which you can view on my channel now by following the on-screen annotation. Let me state the blindingly obvious. There are two Richtophens here. Yeah, you heard me. Two. One from Origins, and one from the original World at War Black Ops 1 storyline. First, for description's sake, I'll explain what happens in the trailer. The original true Richthofen, after this point will be referred to as OC Toffen, opens the teleporter with a gleeful smile on his face, a gleeful, almost knowing smile. Then the Origins Richthofen, which will from henceforth be known as Origin Toffen, sounds cool, then steps out of that teleporter and regards OC Toffen with an almost disgusted smirk. OC Toffen then removes his army hat, retaining this gleeful smile, showing no fear, but instead resolve, resolution, as if he knows what is about to happen. Origin Toffen then shoots him through the skull. So this obviously throws up a whole bunch of questions, and I'm gonna try and answer them to the best of my ability. If I sound like I've gone insane at some point, well, I probably have. This stuff is enough to make anyone's brain slowly drip from their ears. Okay, question 1. How can there be two? There's a few answers to this question alone. All of them kinda have equal possibilities of being true, apart from the last one, which is a bit of a far stretch. So the first theory. Origin Toffen is an earlier version of OC Toffen, as in, they're both the same person, and one, the OC Toffen, is clearly older than the other. Seeing the psychopathic madman that his older self has become, Origin Toffen may have wanted to cleanse his future. He knows what he could become now, so by erasing it, he has a better chance of doing the future better. The BO1 timeline we have come to know and love then gets completely retconned, as in, it never happened because that Richtofen is now a little bit dead. The second answer, alternate dimensions. We know that alternate realities and timelines exist in the Zombies universe. World at War and Black Ops 1 taken place on completely different universal planes, and I'm pretty sure that that's the same with Mob of the Dead and Origins too. All are connected by the Aether and Argatha. Because of that, it's entirely possible that the Origins crew could travel to Riese, as we've seen in the trailer, meaning that there would be two completely different Richtophens, as we've seen in the trailer. Why Origin Toffen then kills his counterpart is actually really interesting with this theory, especially since there are some tells that they've actually met before, which I'm going to go into later. Keep you wanting, keep you watching. That's my motto. My third answer to there being two Richtophens is a slight stretch. Okay, it's a big stretch, but I felt like I needed a third answer for some reason. Cloning. We know that Richtofen wants complete control over things, and that's just Richtofen in general, so why not have a contingency plan? Multiple versions of himself, spliced through different points in time, all working towards the same goal. OC Toffen has clearly been driven insane. Perhaps he was a failed experiment that escaped, but somehow ended up getting further than any of the others. Like I said, this theory it's rather far-fetched. Why does the Origins Richtofen kill the Riese Richtofen? That's question number 2. Well, I already answered this slightly if the first answer to the first question were true, and they were younger / older forms of one another. The alternate dimension answer is much more plausible and, in my opinion, much more fun. Come on, guys. The knowing smirk from the Origins Richtofen, the look of glee from the OC Richtofen, the mark of respect and resignation to death from the OC Toffen as well. These two men have encountered each other before. OC Toffen deems the Origins variant to be more important or of higher status, which is marked by him taking his hat off, as pointed out by Joey Stacks, the musical legend. This was a mark of respect in the Nazi army. I'm not entirely sure what the Origins Richtofen offered OC Toffen to make him so willing to give up his life, but it would have been grand. In fact, in his schizophrenic, mind-addled state, OC Toffen may have just believed this version of Richtofen to be one of the many voices that reside in his head, giving him orders and telling him what to do. To stretch it out further, Origin Toffen may have even been the one that drove him to this psychosis in the first place. Question 3. Who are the test subjects? what is the future? A little bit earlier on in the trailer, Takeo states the future hangs by a thread, and that OC Richtofen must awaken the test subjects. This lends itself nicely to my multiverse theory. The future is clearly the future that is meant to happen in that universe. Richtofen and the true original crew going around time and space, opening Argatha on Moon, following the events that we all know to have happened so far. The test subjects, then, would be the original crew. This truly lends itself to the multiverse, and really I kinda just mentioned it to give my own theory a little bit more weight. In all honesty, this is the smartest bit of retconning I have ever seen. Treyarch seems to know that they kinda fucked up a little bit with the storyline, so what better thing to do than just erase it altogether? This opens up a whole stream of new and interesting routes the Treyarch team can take. Everything pre-Riese will have still happened, up to and including the Maxis family being lost in the murky depths of the Aether, ending up with Samantha ending in the MDT. This variation of Riese happens just before the World at War / Black Ops 1 variation, and when I say just before, I mean hours if not minutes. If the OC Toffen had been allowed to live, he would have awakened the test subjects, which is the original crew, and our story begins. This doesn't happen. The thread that held that future has broken, and it may cause even more damage than what happened on Moon.